Nah, MAGA, come back to the front. Come back to the front. Y'all was all loud and bold and proud of everything. No. This is exactly what you voted for. Don't sit up here talking about something you were lied to. No, baby, you believe the lie you told yourself.
And there's reports now that some farmers have 100% of their workers not showing up, and they're being forced to shut down. In South Texas, they grow grapefruit, they grow oranges, lots of different citrus varieties, leafy greens, onions, potatoes, peppers. So not only are the prices of what we can get going to go up at the grocery store, but also there's going to be massive food waste if there's nobody picking these crops when they're ready to be picked. I hope MAGA likes a diet of strictly processed foods.
Something shocking is happening deep in the heart of Texas. The same farmers who once flew MAGA flags high and proud are now watching their livelihoods crumble a step at a time because bankruptcy rates are rising, the crops are failing, and the silence from the very leaders they trusted is deafening. So in today's video, we are digging deep into why so many MAGA supporting farmers in Texas are facing financial ruin, the policies that led them here, and why some of them now say they're feeling betrayed. So this isn't just about politics, it's about real people, real pain, and real consequences. Stay with me and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're passionate about truth, accountability, and understanding what's really happening in America.
And some articles that caught my eye were out of Texas, and if you haven't read these yourself, you want to. Hispanic workers are not showing up in the fields due to what? ICE raids. And I was glad to see ICE is in Texas. I mean, the raids are at such a level. Farms are just shutting down at a really high level. Being in California, I was glad to see we're not alone in this area. The reality of this impact financially going forward is huge. I did
news out of Texas, but folks, these are alarm bells ringing for the entire United States, and our government is not listening. Overnight, multiple farms in the state of Texas completely shut down, and the reason for this shutdown was because they have lost almost 100% of their workforce. Now, we know this is the result of the immigration raids and stricter enforcement, but the ripple effect is going to be felt all the way across this country. Now, you've got crops that are rotting in the fields. You have livestock that is not being attended to at all, and that takes a lot of personnel. And we're talking, so now we're getting every area of food to include meat. And the communities that surround these farms, those businesses and those people who depend on the income from these farms, it's creating disasters for small communities in Texas. Now, this is not stopping at Texas farms. This is going to end up all the way across America, especially in the breadbasket, the middle of the nation, because they have tons of immigrant help. But folks, the alarm bells are ringing. Your food on your plate is being affected.
Texas, overnight, has nobody working their fields. They ramped up their ICE raids, which Florida and Texas have been doing for months. This is not new. But their farms right now, nobody has shown up to work. They have animals in danger of dying, of getting sick, because they don't have the workforce. And I saw another creator about 2 weeks ago say this is why they just ramped it up in California, especially in California, because they're trying to crash our economy, which is apparent. It's part of Project 2025. If everybody's hungry, if everybody's poor, if everybody's starving, we're easier to control.
If this is happening in Texas, this is happening elsewhere. I'll put the link to the article in the description. Multiple farms are shutting down due to lack of workers because the entire workforce has basically fled and is in hiding and not showing up for work. Crops are being left to die in the Texas heat. Livestock is being untended to, unwatered, and unfed. There's just no one to do the work. So this is going to lead to potential food shortages. because I'm sure this is happening across the country. Most farm workers are questionably documented. No one else is willing to do the work. This is going to lead to shortages, and inflation is going to go back up as we're going to have to import food from outside.
Let's start first with the facts. Over the last 2 years, Texas has seen a sharp increase in farm bankruptcies, especially among small and mid-sized family farms. Yeah, so many of these farms were operated by former MAGA supporters, drawn in by former President Trump's promises of economic revival, tough tariffs on foreign competitors, and a return to America First agriculture. But currently, that dream is turning into a nightmare day by day, because the farmers are now dealing with crushing debt, skyrocketing interest rates, and even unpredictable climate patterns. So these patterns are like droughts, water shortages, heat waves that are absolutely affecting the crop yields. So even on top of that, input costs like fertilizer and equipment repairs have doubled or even tripled in some areas. So one Texas farmer was once telling a reporter that I voted red every time because I believed that they had my back, but now my farm's barely holding on and I don't even see any help coming from the administration. And many are now realizing that political loyalty didn't buy them protection from the realities of a global economy. So while these agribusinesses continue to receive hefty subsidies and bailouts, independent family-owned farms are left to drown in debt. And even the worst part is some of these farmers took out massive loans encouraged by optimistic projections from the MAGA-aligned economists and even the influencers, thinking they were on the edge of a new golden age of American agriculture. But with prices falling and no safety net in place, they are now in foreclosure because the story are getting deeper. And there also been a shift in labor availability with stricter immigration policies. Many farms are now struggling to find the seasonal labor they need to function, because some MAGA supporters are now privately admitting that the crackdown on undocumented labor has left their crops to rot in the fields. And it's the brutal reality, because the same policies many supported are now turning against them. And instead of owning up, many MAGA politicians are staying silent or even pointing fingers at the immigrants, liberals, or even the climate activists, while offering no real solutions. But the tide might be turning, because there is a quiet movement rising among some disillusioned conservative farmers who now say they're rethinking everything they believed. Some are speaking out on social media, others are organizing locally, demanding better subsidies, fairer trade policies, and acknowledgement of climate change's roles in their hardships. And the heartbreak here is not about political sides, it's about the broken trust. Because these people are hardworking people who feel abandoned, not just by the politicians, but by the very system they defended. The question now is, how many more will lose everything before the truth can't really be ignored anymore? And if this story moved you, or this reality moved you, or made you think differently, go ahead and please like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Let's keep the conversation going.